How fucking fucked up is that?
Um, we have some depressing ass topics this week.
Yeah, sorry guys. It's current events
This
for
next
you.
one with China surveillance state is scary. So I don't know if we want to watch this video
Ah,
on the
fuck,
pod.
dude.
Like it's like 13 minutes long.
Um,
It's a little
I
long. But I hadn't, I knew China was bad when it comes to surveillance, but I didn't realize that it went to the extent that they go. Right, the video just kind of starts off talking about the cameras. Right, there are cameras absolutely everywhere in China. The New York, Dylan will post a link in the podcast notes, so I encourage you to go watch the whole thing. And if you, Dylan, you want to play parts of it, that's cool. If you have it like booked up,
can you
bookmarked. I mean, no, I can't hear it. But the New York Times did actually a great journalistic piece here, where they obtained, I don't know how many thousands, like hundreds of thousands of documents of contracts from basically these surveillance contractors and technology companies. These contracts between the Chinese government and, my bad,
No, that was my bad.
contracts between the Chinese government and these all these companies. And man, they did an analysis of all these documents and really found some insane things about just the sheer magnitude of the data that China collects on everybody
I
and the
just
level of
realized
control that they can observe from this.
I didn't watch this video. I made a mental note to watch it because it wasn't readable, and I didn't watch it because I freaking forgot to watch it.
Oh,
So
it's good. So just, I guess I'll just cover some points from it, right? That one of the things to talk about is the cameras, right? There are over a billion cameras in China that China has used, like based off
a billion,
contracts. Yeah, a billion.
dude.
The most surveillance cameras in the world. They use facial recognition software on these cameras. One of the statistics they quoted in the video is that there were, just for a single province, 2.5 billion facial images stored at a single time for a single province, which is 3 times larger than the entire database that was uncovered that the US uses for facial recognition with their NSA stuff. These cameras feed videos into police networks. They put them where people basically shop, live, learn, and travel. And, it's all run by this powerful AI software. So that's just step one, is the cameras, right? Which is capture you while you're out and about in public. Then to track your private life, they have your phones, right? And they have all these phone trackers connected all throughout their cities and provinces. And the way these phone trackers work, so your phone basically sends out a signal looking for new Wi-Fi, like the strongest Wi-Fi signal, constantly, right? It's constantly cycling to do this. That's how your iPhone, whenever you get home, it knows to connect to your home network immediately. Well, China has these MC trackers and Wi-Fi snippers that basically intercept this signal and gather the device's unique device ID, because every phone has one of those. And then they can use that to basically track you around your city as your phone is pinging all these MC trackers and Wi-Fi sniffers, right? So they can track you on camera, and then with your location with your phones like that all around cities. Then, to take it a step further, they use this if you use weak passwords and things like that, then they can get even another level of control where they essentially can get access to your apps. So for instance, they can track like app usage, where in one case they were tracking Uyghur to Chinese,
Uyghurs, yeah.
Uyghur to Chinese translation apps. They were looking at whose phones had that app installed so that they could track the Uyghur Muslims, right? That's an example of where they would use that. They use that type of surveillance. So that's just from the phone and the camera aspect of things. Then it goes into, well, now they're starting to collect biometric data, like irises, right? Like your voice data. And so they're tracking things like they on their cameras in one province. The police have a contract in place where they can basically record voice data on all of the cameras that they have set up, which is everywhere, within, I think, 300 feet or 300 yards of the camera. And so they're collecting all this voice data on all their citizens as well. And this is all in the name of preventing crime, essentially, right? This is all to track criminals.
If you're watching this,
And
if you're listening to this, I'm screen sharing the video and it's playing along while Jesse narrates. So go check that out. It's pretty dope.
yeah, it's 13 minutes, and I'm covering just a super duper high level point. It's really well done. New York Times did a great journalistic piece on this, I have to say. I mean, that's the gist of it right there. They go into talking about how, when they started to realize, like, well, voice data changes, so now they have to start collecting things that are a little bit more concrete. So now they're starting to collect DNA. So, and specifically on DNA on men. And let me see, I took a screenshot of this part of the video to explain how that works. Airdrop it. I'll just text it to you, and you can share it on your screen.
I wonder how much of it is propaganda also, because let's not forget America's also pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. And actually, at the very end of the video, she says this creepy thing like, the goal is like total surveillance and control of its citizens, and it's not going to stop at China. Like,
Exactly.
what?
Exactly.
What the fuck? That's what the fucking reporter said at the end of this video. I was like, what? That's how the Wi-Fi sniffer stuff works, right?
Motherfucking fucker, dude.
Yeah. It's scary shit, man. You got that text?
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially one part of the DNA, the Y chromosome, is able to be passed down paternally, right? So they can track from that Y chromosome, like if they have a suspect of a crime, they can get their DNA, and from the Y chromosome, if they have like this database of all the male DNA, they can figure out the family name, the geographic origin, and the ethnicity of that person.
And that's the slippery
Based just off
slope,
the Y chromosome.
because people accept this so you can figure out crime, but they don't realize that it's so that the crime will not be murder. It'll be saying,
Speaking out against the government.
exactly.
Yeah, the police can track you down. Like, you say something bad online and you leave your house. Well, they know your location as you're traveling through the fucking city based on these phone trackers powered by MZ trackers and Wi-Fi sniffers. And man, that's some scary shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's about all I got to say about that, boy.